Genius Group Ltd stock got pumped, going up by over 300% on Thursday's trading session. So what's the catch and should you buy? Sit tight for the next 10 minutes as we go through recent news as well as my chart analysis and price prediction. But before we do that, subscribe to our channel Stocks 101 for regular stock market updates. Genius Group has appointed ex-FBI Director Timothy Murphy in an attempt to investigate and bust illegitimate trading of the stock. The total float is 10 million shares, but on Thursday we got a trading volume of 250 million. So where did such a large amount come from? Using counterfeit shares for short selling has been a problem since a long time, with MMTLP and COSM being recent cases. Market manipulators can sometimes create fake shares so they can be purchased and then lent out to them for short selling. In our opinion, if this investigation succeeds, we will see a potential 20x squeeze and investors of other penny stocks will get justice as well. With all that in mind, let's analyze the charts. So as you guys can see right over now in the 1-day chart for GNS, and as always we'll first be analyzing the 1-day chart, then the 1-hour chart, and to end it off we'll get the 5-minute chart. Now right off the bat we can see that the stock went up by almost 300% in a single day, and now it's up over 100% in the pre-market, bringing our total returns, I would say, to about 5 to 600%. So why did this happen? Well, first up, of course, as you guys can see, if we look at the long term, the stock has gone from a price of roughly 14.5 dollars over here to this price over here around 50 cents, after which it got squeezed and went to a price, the current price of $4.3. So why is this happening? Well, as you guys can see right here, the market cap is $44 million, the shares afloat is 10.59 million, and the volume, this is the big problem right here. Look at this for a moment. The volume was 270 million almost. And how is that possible with 10.59 million shares on the float? If the float, if the total shares available, let's see. Look at this, right? Let me get the brush tool. If we have, this is the total amount of shares, right? So this is 10 million, right? And now we get a volume of 259 million, right? 2, 5, and 9. How is this even possible, right? Even, we would have to trade these exact 10 million shares over 26 times for this volume to be achieved. And how would that happen, right? You cannot, trade all these shares that a company has afloat over 26 times in a single day, right? That's just not possible. So what does this mean? This basically translates to the fact that there are a lot of shares that are synthetic, that are counterfeit, that are fake, and that are not counted in the total share count. And what does that hint at? Of course it hints at market manipulations. Definitely something that I would say other communities need to get in on. I would say that MMTLP, Cosmos, all of those people need to get in on this, because of course if this is brought to attention, it could garner a lot of attention on the media side of things, on the traditional media side of things, on social media. And once that is done, well, first up, yeah, we are up 113%. We just keep going up, and I believe this is going to be crazy, but we'll look more into the aspect of the technical part in the 1-hour chart. But for now, the main things are that yes, this is pretty much a short squeeze. They appointed the ex-FBI director, the deputy director, what was his name? I believe Timothy Murphy, right? So they appointed him. Let's quickly see what his name was. We can see. Let's see. Timothy Murphy. I believe that's correct. Okay, never mind. We don't have the name over here, but yes, I'm pretty sure that was Timothy P. Murphy, and they appointed him to investigate in on this matter of fake shares and all of that stuff, illegitimate trading, and we can see that we've never hit such high volumes. They've always been a few 100,000 shares. The maximum was probably a million over here, right? Almost a million shares traded, and 2.28 million over here, but still, 2.28 million and 270 million are two completely different things, right? They're two completely different worlds. So what does this indicate? If all of those short sellers were to close out, what would that result in? 270 million, right? So let's say that the outstanding shares are about 259 million, I guess. Now, to cover those 259 million shares, which even at the, at the current price of 4.4, of course, this price would get pushed real high. So I personally think that a 25 to 50x return is possible on this short squeeze play because, of course, if we consider the fact that 259 million shares, let's say that 10 million get covered per day, right? So that would easily result in the stock going up by about $1 every single day, right? Let's just say that. So 26 times we can easily achieve probably a price of $100, I would say, right? And of course, if people do the same thing that they did with MMTLP, where they thought that, hey, we'll sell the shares that we have at a high price, right, in a limit order, of course, and now the sellers won't have anything, any option but to buy those shares. So that can definitely get people some good returns. But I personally think that $100 is a pretty decent target. It can definitely be achieved in probably a month, I would say, because if the deputy director, who's been appointed for this investigation, I do believe that he will get a lot of good results real soon because, well, it's a big person, right? It's a really big person who's been in authority since a long time. And of course, they have a lot more experience than me and you, right? So they, of course, will be able to dig in into a lot more data, and that data will definitely help the company figure out what exactly is going on with their shares. But to get back into the technical part, we'll jump on into the 1 hour chart and analyze the stock over there. And as you guys can see right here, we're now in the 1 hour chart, and do not trust these volumes over here. I'll just quickly get rid of this indicator for now. On the 1 hour chart and on the 5-minute chart, this volume indicator is not exactly all that beneficial, but we'll quickly, turn on the extended trading hours and see what's going on over here. Yeah, so as you guys can see on the pre-market today, we did go up quite a lot on the first candle and we hit a high around 4.56, and now we're finally getting a small pullback. But this pullback is in a, it is positioned in somewhat of an up, what do you call this, a pin bar candle on the upper side. So this might actually result in, further bullish action instead of stopping this bull trend. Now why am I saying that? As you guys can see right here, yesterday we got a negative pin bar candle, but even that could not stop this bull trend. And after that, of course, we can see that we got a pretty decent candle over here with a decent wick on the lower side, right? And a smaller than the lower one, a wick on the upper side. And that, of course, caused this massive spike on the pre-market. And this might translate to a big trend on the upper side, in, what do you call it, in some time, right? So that is my prediction for the time being. I am bullish on the stock, and definitely I think it is a good time to buy. Not financial advice, go do your own research. As you guys can see, we're up $4.6, 114% on the pre-market. And as I already told you, I believe that yes, this bull trend, in my opinion, should probably continue, but I really want to see what exactly is going on over here. So let's jump into the 5-minute chart to analyze the exact volatility. And as you guys can see right here, we're now finally in the 5-minute charts. And first, we'll see what happened yesterday. As you guys can see, the stock started going up in the pre-market yesterday itself. And we were priced at about 0.6 over here in the pre-market. And we ended the day on the aftermarket at 2.5, up 326%. And ever since then, if we consider that $0.6 level and go from there to the current 4.31, it's over a 6x return in just 1 day and 45 minutes, right? Isn't that crazy? Well, in my opinion, it definitely is. That's some return that most people cannot even get in a 10-year investing career. So that, of course, is crazy. And considering the fact that, there were a lot of buying volumes as well, I do believe that some people got away with decent money, right? So anyways, the main point, we are in a bullish trend altogether, right? And after that, we did build up another bullish trend on the pre-market, but we are getting a strong resistance around 4.6, right? So will we be able to beat this resistance? In my opinion, most definitely yes. We'll probably get a small pullback over here, back around the $4 range, and after that we'll get supported, get towards 4.3, 4.4. From there, beat 4.6, go towards 5, probably get resisted around 5, and I believe that we'll end the day off around the $5 mark. If we talk about, of course, a long-term price prediction, I already told you guys that I'm personally aiming for $100. But definitely, in my opinion, anything about 40, anything about $40, anything about 42.7, if we consider a 10x growth, that should definitely be good, right? And for those of you who purchased over here around zero point 0.6, well, you guys can definitely aim for $60 in my opinion. That would leave you with a 100x return. So if you had put in $1,000, you'd be setting at $100,000. Now, will you be able to liquidate that position, or will this stock suffer the same fate as MMTLP and get its trading halted? In my opinion, well, there are two ways to think about this. Of course, with MMTLP being such a big issue at this point and with so much attention around it, I do believe that there will be lesser chances of the trading getting halted for GNS. But at the same time, I do believe that we should probably consider all of that, factor in all of that before trading with this. And that is why I would recommend that instead of going for the bigger bag, right, instead of hitting it big with, let's say, a $400 price target, settle in on a lower price target, but make sure that you are able to liquidate your position. Because of course, if you're not able to liquidate your position, that's gone, right? Your money is gone. Because of course, you will have to sell your shares to get your money. And of course, if you don't sell them, they're worth nothing, right? So that again is it for this video. I personally am bullish, but then again, I could be wrong. So remember that this most definitely is not financial advice, and you should always do your own research before you trade. If however you enjoyed my analysis, be sure to hit the like button. If you did not enjoy it, sure, you can hit the dislike button. You can subscribe to our channel Stox 101 for more such videos. And as always, I will see you guys in the next one.